Let's do a quick review of Thinkcentral Homework Lesson 3-4, multiplication of fraction by a fraction. So we're asked to use the sixth bar to model 3/4 times 5/6. So let's take a look at these different bars here. So we have in answer A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 5/6 here. So you do have 5/6 here, and you're saying what is 3/4 of 5/6? Well, this is showing 4/4 of each sixth, so I don't think that's the correct answer. For part B, yes, you have 5/6, but in each sixth they're doing 2/4 of each sixth. So again, you're looking for 3/4 of each sixth, not 2/4. And part C looks correct to me. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/6, and you have 3/4 of 1/6, 3/4 of another, 3/4, 3/4. So you end up with 3/4 of 5/6. You're going to multiply those across. You end up with 15 24ths, because if you took each sixth and you split it into 4 parts, you'd have 24 parts in total. And here you see 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So 15 24ths is going to be our answer here. So this is the first time we've seen this kind of model. It's a partial product model using fractions, so it's a little bit difficult to see. So take a minute to look at it. In this problem, you have 1/2 here. So you have 1/2, and so look here. They've circled half of the diagram, 1/2 of it, and then you have 3/8. So in this case, there's 8 parts divided up and down. Let me draw a different color here. There's 8 parts. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you've circled 3 of them. So what you're looking for is what overlaps. So when you overlap the 3/8 this way and the 1/2 this way, this is your product that you have left over. In this case, then part B is wrong because that's not 3/8. That is actually shading in 4/8, so that's wrong. So you have 3/8 times 1/2, and that would end up with 3 out of 16. If you look at the parts that are shaded, the purple, there's 3 parts that are purple, and you have right here 3 parts are purple, and then the total is 16 total parts, so 3 out of 16. So that's how this area model works. But to solve the algorithm, you just multiply numerator times numerator, which is 3, and 2 times 8 for denominator, which is 16. You end up with 3/16. Again, we're using an area model to look at the problem. So first thing you're going to want to do is, did they properly identify 5/6? So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they have highlighted 5/6 of the red here like this, and that's your red, and then 1/3 here. Now this is not 1/3, they've actually done 2/3, so this is not going to work. So you look at the 1/3 of the box this way and the 5/6 of the box this way, and the parts that are shaded both blue and red turn to purple, and you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts out of a total of 18 parts. If you counted up each of these parts, you'd end up with 18 total, so 5/18. And if we just do the algorithm, it's 5 times 1 is 5, and 6 times 3 is 18. So the answer is 5/18. Straightforward multiplication problem. They're asking us to multiply 6 times 1/5, or what is 1/5 of 6? So 6 wholes times 1/5. You just multiply straight across. 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 5 is 5. So you end up with 6/5, and that can be simplified to 1 and 1/5. So asking us to find the product of 7/8 and 2/3, or what is 7/8 of 2/3. In this instance, you're going to look on the diagonal, and you're going to see that 2 and 8 have a common factor. So you're going to divide 2 by 2, giving you 1, and you're going to divide 8 by 2. What you do to the top, you do to the bottom. and you end up with 4. Now you have a simplified fraction. 7 times 1 is 7, 4 times 3 is 12, so our answer is going to be 7/12. Same problem as before. You look on the diagonal, you can simplify this. I call it the slash and dash because it's a lot easier to slash them and then dash across to get the answer. 4 goes into 4 one time. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 7 is 7. 3/7. If you had to model this problem, you could do an area model. You could do 3/4 this way by highlighting 3/4, and then you could do 4/7 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you could do 4/7 that way, something like that. And then what overlapped, which would be this, you would count as your product. So that's not simplifying. You'd end up with 12/28 here, and then when you'd simplify that, you'd get to 3/7. To solve this problem, I can do it the easy way, which is just 3/5 times 25 wholes. I could see on the diagonal a simplification. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 5 times, and your answer is going to be 15. If I wanted to model this and I wanted to use a number line, let's say, I have 0, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And I take 3/5 of each part. So I have 3/5 there, 3/5 there, 3/5 there, 3/5 there, etc. I have 3/5 25 times, and if I added all those up, I would get to 15. So 3/5 of 25 is 15. Think about it this way too. If you had 25 here, and you were going to cut those, divide those by 5, and you counted 3 of those parts, you'd have 5, 10, and 15. So that makes sense too. Now looking at this, you have 3/8 times 8/9. Hopefully you see on the diagonal you have 8 and 8, so you can simplify those by dividing both of those by 8. You end up with 3/9. Actually, this is a double slash. You can simplify that too. Divide that by 3 and divide that by 3, and you're going to end up with 1/3. So that's a fairly simple problem. The key to this is looking for the double cross simplification or double slash. They're asking us to represent this problem with an equation. So 1 lap around the track is 1/4 of a mile. Abby ran around the track 11 times. So we're looking for 1/4 times 11. How far did she run? So this wouldn't work. This wouldn't work. Yes, this is 1/4 times 11, and this is 4 times 1/11. So the only one that works for as an equation is 11 times 1/4. And then you multiply across, and you end up with 11/4, which is the same as 2 and 3/4. So she ran 2 3/4 miles. If you needed to, you could also just add up a fourth, a fourth, a fourth, a fourth, a fourth, a fourth, a fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and you'd end up with 11/4, and that simplifies to 2 3/4. So what's the equation that represents this problem? 1/3. Go ahead and just write the numbers you see. Are you here? 1/3 of the campers signed up for arts and crafts. Of these, of is times, 1/6 signed up for woodworking. So how many people signed up for woodworking? So you need to find out 1/6 of 1/3, and that's just multiply straight across. You end up with 1/18. So this would be the proper equation here, and that would be our answer there. 1/18 would go as our answer. And the final problem, we're looking for an equation. If a scarf is 1/6 yard long and 8/9 yard wide, what's the area? So we're going to do an area model. We have 1/6 this way and 8/9 this way. So if I was going to draw the area model, I'd highlight 1/6 red, and I'd highlight 8/9 blue. So this would be 8/9 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'd end up with this part here would be how many yards the area was. But the way, so that's my model. 8/9 times 1/6. So it's there, and when you do this, go ahead and look for the slash, because I see that 8 and 6 have a common factor of 2, so I can divide those both by 2, give me 4 and 3, and multiply across. 4 out of 27 would be my answer. If I didn't simplify it, then I'd end up here with 8 out of a total of 54. So you would have 54 little pieces in this, and 8 of them would be highlighted.